Hey everyone, welcome back to Next Generation. In today's video, we'll be making a DIY knife holder because we have a bunch of knives. No, we've started a knife collection.
They both sound terrible.
We've recently discovered that the nicer the knife, the easier to cut. So now we have a bunch of them and nowhere to put them.
Why don't nice knives come with a nice block? Why don't knife? They're not even making it to the drawer because I care about these nice knives so much. They're sitting out on a towel, just sitting there waiting to be placed in somewhere.
After we wash them.
I don't want to scratch them. We will be making a knife block today for our nice knives.
We wanted to do something different because in the drawer where we're putting these knives, it isn't big enough to have one of those knife blocks. We wanted to try to figure out a way to have them lay flat. So this is our solution. I also see everywhere the magnetic knife holder, which is really cool. And I like how it's a nice kind of home decor piece in your kitchen also. But if you know me, then you know I am super clumsy and I would probably run into it and then it would fall and slice my foot off or something. So we're not gonna do that today. So as usual, we're first gonna start with everything that you need to make it. First up,
the wood.
Yes, and we're very excited about the wood that we found because
we had to go to Home Depot for this because Lowe's does not carry it. How nice.
This is our wood that we're using today.
It's a 4x4.
It's not treated. You don't want a treated wood.
Because you don't want those chemicals exposed to the same knife you're going to be using to cut your food. So we went with non-treated.
And we're going to be leaving it natural. So pretty as is.
I know, I like the color of this.
But if you would like, you could stain it, seal it. Just be sure you're using food grade seal and stain.
Yep.
Next up, you'll need some liquid nails. So we have two different types here.
We're going to be using this one though.
Why? This is heavy duty.
We're going to be using that one.
This is extreme heavy duty liquid nails. So we're going to use this, and then hand in hand with your liquid nails, you'll also need a clamp just to make sure everything's nice and tight while it's drying. That is everything that you'll need to make this DIY.
It's simple. There's not much to it.
It's extremely customizable, so whatever knives, we're probably just gonna pull out all of the knives that we want to use this for and then make some extra holes as well.
The last thing that you will need is a saw of some sort. We'll be using a miter saw. So that's set up outside where we're going to be doing all of our building. So we're headed out there.
If you don't have a saw at home, then you can rent one.
Yeah, Home Depot has all sorts of tool rentals. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do, you okay over there?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take the longest knife that we have and we're gonna measure it. And then we're gonna use that as a template to build our knife block. So the longest knife is obviously gonna be how long our knife block is gonna be, and then we'll just cut our slots accordingly for the different size knives.
But you want it a little bit longer than the size of your knife.
Yeah.
So if your knife is like 10 inches, then maybe do like
12.
12.
Yeah. Just to be
Or
safe.
more. You don't want the point of your knife poking out of the wood.
Depending on how many knives you have, you're gonna cut that many boards. So basically we're gonna fit 3 knives per 4x4 and we're gonna start stacking them together. So we'll count how many knives we have and then see how many boards we would need with 3 knives in each board.
Once you have all of that measured out, then we're gonna go ahead and cut it.
All right, so the end of the blade is 8 inches. So I'm gonna do 8.5 because it's gonna stop at the edge of the handle here. So our blocks are gonna be 10 inches, but our slots are gonna be 8.5. We could do 4 inches for this one. What the? Oh, it's going through the hole.
Oh.
So 3.5 to the handle.
So once we have our 4 boards cut out, we're now going to get them ready for their cuts to fit our knives in.
Being organized as I am, I'm gonna organize these from longest to shortest. I'm not just gonna go all haywire, free-for-all.
Cool.
Actually, you know what? I might change it up. Because we have different knife sets, I might do specific knife sets to each block.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably should
And
do
then
that.
we can, yeah.
If you have one long knife that takes up the whole board, but then you have two really short ones that you can have one on each end of the board.
Yeah, you could stagger them both ways. So you could have handles on both sides instead of just one side.
Yeah.
And you can really optimize the space.
Which we're probably not gonna do, but I'm just giving you that option.
So you want to measure out each knife and you want to mark that length on the block so you know where to stop your cut. All right, so now that we have all of our boards marked, they're ready for cut. We're gonna try and cut these with the miter saw. I think that this will work perfectly because when I cut wood, normally thicker wood like the ones that we're using, as you drop the saw down, it starts to cut really thick, and on the farthest side away from the blade, or the closest side to you would actually make more sense, is actually a lot thinner, so it actually looks like the sharpness of a knife. So I'm gonna try that on a scrap piece first to make sure it works.
We're hoping this method will work. This explanation probably sucks, but you guys will see.
If it doesn't work, the solution is to just make a nick with your miter saw so that you have a perfect slot, and then take a handheld saw, either it be a jigsaw, a sawzall.
Or you can even route it, but it probably won't be deep enough.
Yeah, you can route it too.
If you need it thicker or you need like a guide, then you can always just route a line and use that template and then cut that out with like a handheld saw.
All right, so now we've made all of our cuts. The knives are actually fitting into the slots, so I'm really happy with it. I think the next step is to sand this wood, get it nice and smooth.
Mm-hmm. Look at this. It's like perfect. Looks like something you would buy at the store. Each of these are like $2 to make or less. Insane, so pretty. These would make a perfect gift since they're so inexpensive to make each one, and you can even route out like initials or a name or a date or something on it and customize each one. So once you have it all nice and sanded and it's smooth, you can go ahead and start gluing.
Yep, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue the inside of each board, and then we're gonna take our clamp it all together nice and tight, and let it dry. And then we're gonna come back, we're gonna scrape off the excess glue, and then we'll probably hit it with another sanding, probably a finer grit sand.
We're gonna go ahead and do all of our finishing touches, and then we're gonna show you guys how it looks with all the beautiful knives put in. I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm very excited.
Now we're just gonna use a razor blade to trim off the excess glue, but look at this, guys. It's like a brick. All right, so here's how it looks with all of our knives put in it. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments.
It came out so clean. It looks so good. I love this wood. that's all for our DIY knife holder. I hope you guys go and make this video. If you do, tag us. Comment down below how you may have customized it for you and how many knives you actually fit into yours.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see y'all in my next video.
Bye guys.